And we wanted to share with you, and we had an opportunity with Fred and Dr. Sehan to really come full speed on what's happening in the medical tourism. We founded medical tourism, Florida Medical Tourism, about 7 years ago, and we've presented in global conferences and also here locally in Florida. I'm going to take you to a journey and really kind of give you an echo what Fred outlined earlier. We live in a globalized world. Part of the globalization is actually happening in healthcare. There is a lot of unique advances in therapies. Everybody's searching, looking for an answer. Everybody's trying to see where I can get the best value for my medical care. I don't care where it is. And people do shop globally. Like when you shop for everything else that you need as a consumer. There's also aging global population that will need definitely health care. We know that in Florida and other places. Millennials seeking care, and with the advent of internet for your mobile phone, that will be the fastest way to really get your answers. Employers seeking cost savings on healthcare. We know that there is a definite challenge in the small and the medium sized healthcare employers. They cannot sustain what the cost is. There's just income, cannot sustain their business with this high cost. So they're looking for solutions. There are medical meetings and conferences that are actually growing, kind of segment, like when we have here and others like educational training that will offer an opportunity for medical tourism in Florida. Florida is a great destination. We already have 100 million plus visitors in Florida every year. So it's a global for health and wellness, and we've got so many things to offer to the world. Did I hit the wrong? Okay. Factors promoting demand. We already kind of look into that. It's status quo is cannot go on. It's definitely non-sustainable. 80% of the demand of medical travel is driven by cost. Give me the best cost for the best package. I'm going with you. No matter where in the world, because getting on a plane is getting on a cab. Right now with the ease of travel and so on. Over 35 million Americans between 1964 adults will be contacted by a collection agency for unpaid medical bills. This is straight from literature, and I have all the data to back it up. And this is published in very well distinguished medical journals, because now everybody is really have toned in on the healthcare cost. 15 million adults will use up all their savings to pay medical bills. We already know what's number cause went for bankruptcy in the United States? Unpaid medical bills. So 11 million Americans will take a credit card debt to pay off a hospital bill. 10 million insured Americans will be unable to pay their bills, insured. So not uninsured, insured. People with insurance cannot pay, and we're talking about 10 million. 25 million Americans will not be able to pay for their medications because of the prohibitive cost and so on. 16 million children in households struggling to pay bills. Half of the Americans with insurance are unable to pay their medical bills. So this is all published data that it really should get everybody's attention. Okay, so we're looking into solutions as an entrepreneur, as a healthcare provider, as someone who's been serving Florida for the past 21 years. We want to see about solutions. $80 billion, and I know Fred touched on that earlier. A year of an industry that's growing between 15 and 25. Most of the literature states that with an average saving, if you look around, compare medical tourism to the traditional model, 20 to 90%. And providers and the hospital physicians are being picked based on the background, experience, reputations, and accreditation. And we'll talk about that, and of course the cost. So what are the areas that are really, really hot in medical tourism? Cosmetics, in all branches of cosmetic surgery, dental surgery. It's really, really very, very expensive. A lot of people are hurting in their teeth and so on, and they cannot, or they need a new implant and they cannot afford to to pay for it. Orthopedic surgery, similarly, weight loss, cancer treatment, and infertility. So everybody's looking for answers. And it's all driven by consumerism. The global health and wellness, and I spend a lot of time doing that in part of my MBA. I just finished in healthcare management and how we could offer solutions. So effective bariatric surgery, for instance, why this versus medical therapy and the 24-hour ambulatory blood pressure is becoming now for resistant hypertension. Now the data on obstructive sleep apnea, I'm giving you a little medical term that really driving this demand for it. Obstructive sleep apnea, arthritis, diabetes, hypertension, and yes, resistant hypertension are all cured by bariatric surgery. And we have very some data on that. And now we're going to go into the hospitality part, and we're going to also educate the consumers. Diet drinks now we know is associated with the strokes among postmenopausal women, and also we know about cardiac arrhythmias, and there has to be a new way that we can approach the drinks that's not going to be harmful to people. We know now on a solid basis from a cardiovascular point of view, as a cardiologist, Mediterranean diet is the diet that we're going to promote for all hospitality. You are what you eat. So if you eat good food, you're going to be healthy. Mediterranean diet is good for hypertension, is good to prevent strokes, and for women prevents osteoporosis. We have a very solid data on that. Of course, the also lipid profile. The heavier red meat consumption is linked to non-steroidic hepatitis. They're read to increase morbidity and mortality. So we're offering people that is stay away from. Eating fried food also can increase risk. So now we're offering alternative things. And living in food deserts, we already have published data within the US that this will lead to adverse cardiovascular events and cardiovascular disease, confirming the fact that you are what you eat. And what you put in is going to impact your health status and medical bill later on, whether you be healthy or going to be contacted with billing agencies and credit card debts and all the data that I mentioned earlier. Now, we're looking for how many, millions, and most of the literature that will say how many millions you think in America have pain syndrome. Anybody can get a wild guess? 20, 30, 40?
Less than 70.
More than 100 million. Okay, they have pain. So what are the options out there? And then we know that it claimed lives, about 72,000 American lives, because they just went to do respiratory arrest from overdose of opioid. So part of the solutions is really to go back to centuries-old effective natural therapies that will do a great job, and combined with a little bit of fun, a little bit of tourism, a little bit of medicine, and we'll put this all together in a nice package that includes century-old therapies have to do with the warm natural spring water. There's a specific characters about the water special in the Red Sea that have the salt that would be helping to specifically for arthritis. There's a specific place called in Safaga, Egypt, and you can Google that. It has a very gold, salt, and uranium in a very moderate amount that would be curative for all people who have arthritis and psoriasis, along with the natural chemotherapy that was even advocated back from the old Greek physicians, as well as all through the people that came through history through the French expedition. So we have this program that is combined with physical therapy, acupuncture, cupping therapy. Anybody heard of cupping therapy? Mike Phelps? Okay, so now we have things that can be a nice package and offer people and rejuvenated, and then also feel good, and then come back brand new, hopefully straight. So we do, Florida Medical Tourism does inbound, outbound, as well as domestic medical services. So 7 years ago, we designed this program for 100 million visitors to Florida. If you come to Florida, hey, have fun and might as well get a health check. This way you don't end up. So we have spend a day with us in Tampa, so we can come and have a good checkup for you, and you can spend the rest of the afternoon and go to Busch Garden, and then if you want to have later on, we can arrange something in Orlando and so on. So you could have combined health, wellness, fun, and also quality family time, whoever you're traveling, whether it's a business or just family fun. So Florida Medical Tourism, we got actually congressional recognition to in promoting this and of course has a positive impact on the economy of the state of Florida. As #1 income in the state of Florida is tourism. It used to be agriculture, but now it's tourism. So we got the congressional recognition from Congressman Bilirakis. He's also serves on the committee for promoting tourism within the state of Florida. So we help create jobs, we help the local economy, but also we also offer for mid-class, American who they have it tough times, struggling, and then we can offer also the outbound if they are so. So we serve everybody, or from coming from up north. Actually, there's a bill passed by Senator Bean, Aaron Bean, exactly the same thing, Florida Medical Tourism bill that sun and surgery. You can come because Florida has natural sun. It's called Sunshine State. It does two things for someone beneficial for somebody who has surgery. #1, it prevents post-operative depression. You heard about this? People up north, when there's no sun, what they do, they actually go for light therapy sessions. They actually pay for it, but we have it here natural. Look at the beautiful sunshine on a nice day. And it also accelerates post-operative healing when just happening by simply having the sun. This has already have been proven and documented. We joined the World Faculty of the Medical Wellness Association, and basically people are into the, I don't know if this can be played or not, just like a 30-second video.
Is it a video?
Yes. I just wanted to share it with.
Where's the link?
This started about 9 years ago, and we have a wellness program. And then the kissing the Sphinx, it became like everybody went viral. So when people go there and all that, said, well, let's combine some fun and also having a nice experience. And I believe now that the people are, we have beautiful spots, and this model could be replicated everywhere where people can just come to Florida. And you can have a nice, this is just a brief 20-second video. I don't know if you have to do the same thing. But Florida is gorgeous, especially with the I-4 corridor between Tampa as well as Orlando. And it's really a nice thing, but okay. I think that's fine. Anyway, you know that we have a natural blessings here in Florida with the sun, beaches, and the great supportive tourism that's built in. We're gonna plug and play with the medical part, and then hopefully benefit both the local economy for inbound as well as mutual benefit with any partner around the world. So I hope this gives you a little tour about Florida Medical Tourism. Thank you so much for